Can you beat Borderlands 4 with only white gear and no skill points? First we put it on hard mode, we listen to Marcus talk, and then we get arrested. We're picking Vex because she has the only Vault Hunter trait that is remotely useful for this run, allowing for elemental melee damage. We meet our best friend RJ, he gives us our first gun, and we immediately transform Vex into the standard we all strive for. Mr. White. Now the run can truly begin. We get our first kill, and I can tell that this run is going to be a breeze. I get a peek at my shadow, I entertain myself for a moment, and then I head towards my first boss fight. He goes down easy, I junk the pretty colors, and then I help my best friend RJ. No! We get rescued by Claptrap, play Ring Around the Rosie with Splash Zone, and get a new Jacobs shotgun. Before heading to aid our boy Rush from a siege of Order soldiers, and receiving the blueprints for our very own Digi-Runner in return. Since we're still early game, my gear hasn't hindered me too badly, and even Horus wasn't much of a problem. I get some new guns, fly over to Zadra's, and find the golden head got to her first. On my way to save her, I decide to try my luck with the world boss before accidentally dashing out of bounds, causing him to despawn. Come on! We do some light mobbing, drench ourselves in blood, and rescue Zadra from eternal damnation, just for her to leave us on the roof to fend off against the sad knockoff of Bunker from Borderlands 2. I only go down one time. No! Finishing him off easy, and clearing out the rest of the soldiers.
You're insufferable.
Ah! Ah! Now we're off to Saul's factory to get the locust gas that will help us break into his headquarters. No! Oh! Saul strikes back against the Outbounders, but we take out his men and decide to take the fight to him. We storm the gates and head to collect our first of the 3 super command bolts attached to the Timekeeper's lieutenants. The Saul fight wasn't as bad as I expected, and my Jacob sniper was still able to do a decent amount of damage, beating him on my first try. Next on the list, we head to Carcadia Burn so we can take out the Ripper Queen. We rescue our boy Quelch, and he offers to help with our mission if we can help solve more of his problems. We meet up with the sexiest person in the game and Moxie to enlist their help in taking out the catapults, to which Zane introduces us to his secret weapon.
There she is!
The Rippers stand no chance against Sophia and her tentacles, taking out all of their catapults before heading to save the people under siege. I am slightly underleveled, but my weapons are doing enough damage that I don't yet have to worry, especially with Zane fighting by my side. We lose Sophia to giant arms disease, clear out the remaining Rippers, and are then introduced to the leader of the Electi, Beyonce. She sends us off on a few errands, but I get sidetracked by another boss bubble, this time with something to prove. After a full 10 minutes of fighting and multiple downs, I finally triumph against the optional encounter I definitely did not need to engage in. I set back out on my quest only to find that I am severely underleveled at this point and my weapons are garbage, but I choose to stick it out just to see if I have the mental fortitude to handle what the future of this run holds for me. This fight with Brenda was harder than any boss I've faced so far because I was constantly running out of ammo and getting third-partied by her squad. No! Thank Christ. I level up with some bounties before moving on to kill a Larry, which even though I am now on level, my guns still sucked, so the fight was just as hard. She is finally defeated, and I sacrifice myself for the secret password that will get me into the Ripper HQ. I meet up with Zane, who is on a mission to avenge his beloved Sophia, and we break in to stop the production of the Ripper army. The fight against Drillhole actually wasn't too bad, as I was able to hit and run fairly easily around the center column. A few TDR chucks and some bullets to the face later, I end his life with a fisting to his skull.
Let's go!
It wouldn't be a Borderlands game without a Mad Max section, so we clear out a Ripper camp, die a few times to an overleveled badass,
Not again!
and hijack the spatial accelerator off a giant vehicle that suspiciously drives around in circles until we do what we needed to do.
Get me the flip out of here!
We get launched from Zane's super boost pads across the gaping ravine, and now it is time to make our way to take out the Ripper Queen herself. The enemies here were not too bad since I made sure to level up before coming, but when I reached the gate, it turns out I was not ready for the pounding that I was about to take from the man known only as Mudmouth. A few deaths later, we persevere, and we enter the fortress with guns blazing in order to avenge the murder of our favorite Thresher Sophia, by killing Callus with a big meaty slap in the face with my bullets.
No!
The fight takes 15 minutes, but luckily there were plenty of enemies to get second wins on, so I was able to destroy her on my first try.
Yes!
With Callus dead, there is only one more command bolt left that we need, so we head off to Terminus Range to meet with the Augurs, and are introduced to the greatest new character in the franchise. The little gremlin man offers to help if we can retrieve a special artifact for him first, so we set off into the mountain overrun by Order soldiers to fetch the object like the good little boy we are. We get ambushed by Mothra, but my torque shotgun is good enough to take decent sized chunks out of his health bar until he is finally no more.
Get fucked, nerd.
We grab the relic that is totally not Lilith, and return with Calder to the Council of the Augurs to bargain our way into citizenship. Now that Calder is officially our daddy, we journey to find the siren that has been hiding in the mountains, and arrive to find Amara, living in the remains of Sanctuary 3. She leads us to an Order facility that has been experimenting with Iridium. We take out the baddies with all the bullets that we can muster, and blow up the refinery to put a stop to whatever was going on. It turns out that Vile Lictor has been using the Iridium to experiment on living things, creating the horrific monstrosity known as Tim.
No, you killed him!
After fighting through the rest of the facility, he later reveals to us that he too has been working to transform people into super people with crystals, and we get our first encounter with vile enemies. I was scared that I was not going to be able to do enough damage to the crystals with my white guns, but with Amara and Hermes fighting beside me, we were able to wombo combo this boss back into the Shadow Realm.
Are you fucking shitting me, man?
We push the bridge that leads to Lictor's fortress, run through some enemies, and learn that the fortress is guarded by a broken elevator and Orbulus. When I see Hermes giving Orbulus the old 1-2, I decide to sit back and become a humble observer to witness the sheer power of the four-legged space cat we all love. Suddenly, Amara comes in like Jeff Hardy on his way to save his brother, and together, they tag team Orbulus into the dirt. We find another way in, and Calder sends us back up in the glorious form of Bruce, a hijacked Order bulkhead who is going to do most of the work for us. Or so I thought, because Bruce got bugged and wouldn't move from his spot, so I had to mob the area for another 10 minutes until he finally remembered he was capable of locomotion.
Bruce!
Once he resumed his task, we got teleported away, and we played Portal until finally reaching the fortress on the other side. For some reason, all of the enemies leveled up mid-mission,
30!
so fighting through the courtyard was a pain in the ass.
Oh, no, get me out of here. Fucking ballsack.
But once I traveled into Lictor's fortress,
Let me in.
the enemies dropped back down to my level. We blew up the crystals. Lictor sent some vials after us, but they were no match for the one-man army that was me, Amara, and Hermes.
Nice try.
Amara gets bamboozled, losing an arm in the process, so we are now on our own in the fight against Hans McGee. On my first playthrough of this game, I killed Lictor so fast that this was essentially a brand new experience, since he has phases that I have never seen before. Relative to the other bosses so far, Via Lictor was on the easier side, only taking me about 8 minutes to finish off. Now that we have all 3 super command bolts, we meet up with Zane and Amara to come up with a plan to break into the moon. It's a 2-step plan that involves shooting people and hijacking a space elevator.
No way. That's fucked up. What?
I kill myself 2 times, trying to second wind with my torque shotgun, and now we are ready to take flight. The elevator is overrun with rippers, but I am left to fend for myself, as Zane and Amara chose to spectate on the ride up.
What are you guys doing?
After a few minutes of standard mobbing and a close call with evil RJ, we finally make it to Elpis without a scratch, and I totally didn't die at all once. Now, we are in the classic Borderlands low-gravity section, and we trek our way through hordes of Threshers, Rippers, and Order soldiers on our hunt to find Lilith.
Bummer.
We locate Lilith trapped in the phase dimension, where she has been in the fetal position for 6 years, and escape with her back to the moon, where Callus, who apparently didn't die, was waiting to ambush us. This bitch was much harder the second time around, since not only did she have new moves, but my guns had fallen off hard.
Oh.
After some downs and lots of small chips of damage, we still managed to do it to her.
Let's go.
And while Lilith teleports the gang safely to Kairos, the Ripper Queen gives one last middle finger to the Timekeeper by crashing an asteroid into the gates of Dominion City. Now that we have a way in, we make our way into the city, where we are of course underleveled, so we sneak through the streets to unlock the fast travel station before leaving to level up with some bounties. Now that we are an appropriate level, we make our way to the tower so we can take out the Timekeeper once and for all. But it turns out that he had a giant triangle waiting to disintegrate us, and also, we were not a high enough level. Now that we are an appropriate level, we make our way to the tower so we can take out the Timekeeper once and for all. This time, with the means to distract the triangle from disintegrating us, only to be bamboozled with a trap that leaves the Timekeeper in control of our body. And spoiler alert, Zadra dies, but if you made it this far into the video, just know that I love you, and that I will also be spoiling the death of the Timekeeper, but more on that later. We escape the Timekeeper's clutches, and now that we are an appropriate level, we make our way to the tower so we can take out the Timekeeper once and for all. We fight through hordes of enemies and big lasers as we inch closer to our goal of setting Kairos free from Goldmember. He throws a bunch of vials at us, but they are no match for our incredible white guns.
That's insane.
At his doorstep, tanks guard the entrance into his holy tower. Even these terrible foes stood no chance at stopping us in the pursuit for glory and freedom.
No.
We unlock the big-ass door, load up the Willy Wonka elevator, and stand face to face with the Timekeeper, ready to battle for the fate of the planet.
Oh. Whoa. Oh no. What?
He killed us a few times, but we finally found a solid strategy of shooting him and then running away.
Is this your quiet ending?
No!
My game crashed, and I was demoralized. But it seemed that karma had smiled upon me, for I am a kind man. During my next attempt, the timekeeper was bugged and stuck in the same stationary attack set, so we were able to chip away at his first phase until we finally succeeded. I was terrified for the second phase, not only because he was bigger, but also because I knew that if I
fuck.
died, I'd have to go through the whole process again. So I locked in, and slow and steadily proceeded to murder the Vault Guardian.
No, that's bad. That's bad for me.
Getting second wins on the observers floating above the arena, and replenishing ammo whenever we could.
Oh shit, that's too close. I did it! Let's go! Oh my god.
After a full 31 minutes of fighting, we defeated the Timekeeper and saved Kairos. The credits roll, but the game is not over. There is one more secret boss waiting to ambush us in the vault, our ex-best friend, RJ. But we had something special planned for him. I was holding on to these bad boys for the entire run. I don't know the specifics of how it works, but essentially with these two items, there's a glitch that multiplies your projectile count, and all you have to do is switch firing modes back and forth while holding the trigger. So we jerk off the gun until we are satisfied, and 10 minutes later, we are now ready to put RJ down in a battle only comparable to Lenny and George.